Welcome, mentors, mentees, to your SMART Goals worksheet. This is something you can do together. It's a great thing to do with students in your class, but please take one of your sessions to take some time after you've already gone over your mentee worksheet to determine some specifics. I would love for the end of our mentoring process for you to have some outcomes that are very specific and measurable that we can say, what did this do for you? To start, what you're going to do is figure out what was that agreed upon goal. Example on here, it says learn to speak Spanish, but that agreed upon goal could be to attend more meetings. We're going to dive into that to make it smaller and smaller and more measurable. What does that look like? Next, what is the measure? How are you going to measure if you have actually accomplished that goal? Great questions to ask yourself are, what will I see when I've accomplished that goal? What will I hear? What will I feel when I have achieved the above goal? Take some time to really be specific about places that we'll measure. By the way, all of our strategic planning at the district has key progress indicators. This, to a certain extent, is a key progress indicator of you accomplishing your goal. Now that you have a clear way to measure, what is that specific goal? Number 3, you're going to make sure that you know and have written down who is doing it, who are the people that you need, how is it going to be done? What actually is going to be done? What does it look like, hear, feel like? Where is it going to happen? Now, sometimes where is not necessary, but I want you to think about where. And then definitely a very specific date. Not next fall, not in a few months. Give an actual specific date and time that you think that you should be able to finish and accomplish this goal. Finally, to finish, we want to run through the SMART goal checklist. So now that you have a written out goal, is what you want attainable? If I want to become the President of the United States by next year, that's not going to happen. It's not an attainable goal. And one of the ways to see, is that in your control? If it is in your control and there is a possibility of you achieving it, then you can move forward. Is your goal realistic for you to achieve? Did you give yourself a timeline that is way too short? Maybe I could be the President of the United States, but definitely not next year or the year after that or the year after that. There are smaller steps I could do that are realistic to make that goal. Is it timed? Do I have key steps in between, key progress indicators, that need to be attained in the middle? What are those? What do those look like? When you answer yes to all of things, then you can make sure that you have a SMART goal that you and your mentee and mentor can work on together. Sometimes it's nice to have an accountability partner. Therefore, I recommend that mentors do this process for themselves. Maybe think of something so that there can be a set of mutual progress towards the end of the year. Perhaps you as a mentor want to look at being a better listener, what that looks like. Pick a couple of things off of our listening checklist. Say, I'm going to do this. 3 things, get good at it. This is when I'm going to do it. This is many times. I'm going to practice it this many times without people. What's that going to look like? Please think broad, think big, and think small. What would you like this relationship to be? I promise you, if you look at all of these resources, that you will be inspired and have a much more successful relationship.